Hi everyone, my name is Shanice. I am a realtor in the DFW area, and today I just wanted to come with a video that's going to give you budgeting tips. These are really just the basics, so this isn't just about saving up for a down payment on a home or whatever the case may be. Just general tips that I feel like everybody can use to everyday life. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. Number one, if you're in debt, you do not have extra money. I hear it a lot. I hear people say, oh, I have extra money. I have extra money. Yeah, but you still have student loans. You still have a car note. You still have credit card balances. So you don't have extra money. Number two, there's no such thing as a grace period. Rent is due on the 1st, not the 3rd. Your car note is due on the 15th, not 14 days after that. Round up. Whenever you're in the grocery store or if you're creating your budget sheet, round up always. If it's $3.99, it's $4.50. Okay, if your bill is $2.19, it's $2.25. Whenever you round up, you have the expectation of paying more, so that way you're prepared and you have a little wiggle room. Next, leave Dave alone, y'all. Money advances actually hurt you more than they help you, okay? If you use any type of money advances, just make sure you plan ahead for it. Just make sure, okay, next time I'm going to have enough for this bill, that bill, okay? Because this really just creates this domino effect. Once you take money from one of your checks in advance, it puts you in a bad spot for everything else. So be really careful with that. You have to change your language, y'all. Stop saying, I can just pay it the next check. You can't just pay it the next check because you already spent it when you got the other check. You can't just pay it the next check because you already spent it when you called Dave. Okay, so next, on the other hand, if you're not advancing your check and you're using Afterpay services, just be sure to pay on time. Actually care for your credit, y'all, because these things affect your credit. Take it seriously. Pay on time. I think those services are good. They can help build your credit. They can help you not have to drop a lump sum all at one time. So they can be good, but just make sure you care for them properly, okay? That also brings me to being proactive. If you're constantly taking the tollway and you're not paying your toll bill, that's very dangerous, y'all, because it accumulates and literally a $20 bill can turn into thousands messing with that North Texas Toll Authority. I'm telling you. It can turn into thousands. That's why every time I got a toll bill in the mail, because my toll tag, I had a toll tag, but it went in delinquent status because it kept going negative. The money would literally just go so fast, y'all. So I would start getting them in the mail again. Every time I got them in the mail, I paid them. It's like $5.72, $8.63. Just pay it. Don't think that you just putting it away is going to go away. No, because then they're going to come for your license, and that's a whole nother thing. If your license gets suspended, and then if you have warrants or tickets or whatever the case may be, yeah, y'all, that's another thing. Pay your tickets. Tickets can turn into warrants can turn into your license being suspended. That suspension can cause you to have to get SR22 insurance. There's just so much that happens when you're not proactive. So just be proactive, drop the money now, or you're going to have to drop 10 times more later. Just take care of your responsibilities, y'all, because it really hinders you when you don't. You're just giving yourself extra things to do. Get your tax done on time, your registration, renew your driver's license when you're supposed to. If you get a ticket, pay it, take defensive driving, whatever you have to do to ensure that's not on your record, to ensure that your things are taken care of so it's not hindering you. You have to sacrifice sometimes, y'all. Put it back. Whether it's the purse, the shoes, the food. Food really gets us, y'all. Seriously. The reason we don't have a down payment for a home is because we ate it. We're out eating and eating and eating. Maybe you should go into the kitchen and get yourself something to eat. Think about it. Next, auto pay is not your enemy, y'all. I had a $13,000 credit line that was cut in half because I missed one payment. And the thing is, I don't remember if I turned off the auto pay or not because the auto pay was on. And I had got an email one day and it was my updated credit limit. Literally, my credit limit was cut in half, and it said it was because I had missed a payment, but I didn't realize my auto pay was turned off. I could have did it, but I don't really remember if I did it or not. I just have a tendency to forget sometimes. But that one payment literally cost me to lose half of $13,000 on a credit card. So auto pay is not your enemy. Even in some cases, auto pay can give you a discount on your bills. So make sure you utilize it. Make sure you turn it on. Don't be scared of it, y'all. It really helps. Next, nothing is free. So if you go to T-Mobile, you go to AT&T, they're like, you can get a free phone. Okay, sure. But remember, not even the fact that you have to stay with them for years or whatever, because you could always get bought out. But that day you go and get that free phone, you have to pay taxes on your phone. So just remember that. You have to pay taxes on it. Next, make sure you write down everything, y'all. Even the small stuff, whether it's subscriptions or transportation costs, lunch, miscellaneous things. I promise you, those are the things that add up. If you were to add up all those miscellaneous items that you spend money on, you would actually be shocked how much you're spending on it. And you'll be like, I need to rethink my budget. So just make sure you write everything down. And when you write everything down, make sure you put the due date of your bill and you write which check you can take it out of. Now, when I was working, I was getting paid once a month and I loved it. Like, I loved getting paid once a month because it just gave me all my money at a time. I knew exactly how much I had for the entire month. So that's another thing. If you miss a day of work, make sure when you're calculating your budget that you're taking into consideration, I missed a day at work and I may have less money on this paycheck. Now, in some instances, there's a lot of people who get paid on their days off. When I was working at the hospital and when I was working at Amazon, anytime I wasn't there, I always got paid. I really didn't have to worry about a cut in my check. So just keep that in mind, y'all. If you are calling in but you're not getting paid for it, be sure to take that into consideration. If you're taking VTO, make sure you take that into consideration because you're going to be looking at your check like, this a little light. Yeah, because you took that VTO. So just remember to take all those things into consideration when you're writing down your budget, y'all. Write down the dates. So important. Let's say there's 30 days in a month. You get paid on the 1st, the 15th, and the 29th. If you have a bill that's due on the 14th, you need to make sure that the check you got on the 1st accounts for that bill that's due on the 14th. It doesn't matter that you get paid on the 15th. That bill that's due on the 14th should be accounted for in your paycheck that you got on the 1st. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's what I mean also about being proactive. Next, this is just a life tip, y'all. Your food go get cold looking at somebody else's plate. I don't know about y'all, but I like my food hot. And I'm not talking about food. I actually have a story for you. I used to work at the hospital as a secretary, and as a secretary or a PCT, you could get paid extra. You could pick up extra shifts and get paid critical pay. Critical, double, triple. And every time it was a triple critical, really anytime it was any type of critical, everybody wanted to work because a triple critical shift was an extra $18 an hour. That's kind of going around the point. I'm just trying to put this into perspective for y'all. So I was working in labor and delivery, and so I had picked up a triple critical shift for the postpartum floor. Now, mind you, I work in labor and delivery, so I know everything in labor and delivery, but postpartum, I really didn't know like that. But they just needed a body at the desk, basically. So I had went up there, and the lady from night shift, she was mad, and she was complaining. She was like, it's not fair that y'all get paid extra to be here, and y'all don't even know how to da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, girl, and I was nice to her, but I'm literally like, why is she worried about my pockets? I was like, I don't worry about what anybody else got going on. And that's why you mad now, because you worried about what I got. And I'm like, keep your eyes on your own pockets. Don't worry that your coworker is getting paid more. Your situation is your situation, so you do with what you have. I'm not saying if you're being paid improperly to just take it, but just understand sometimes there are circumstances where somebody may get paid more than you. Because to be honest, if that lady had picked up a triple critical in my department, even though she wasn't trained in there, she wouldn't be like, cool, let me give you some of my check because I'm making more than you. No, she would happily take it. Worry about yourself. When you are so focused on what other people got going on and what they doing and where they at, That's how you lose sight of what you're supposed to be doing. So quit worrying about everybody else. Your food is going to get cold looking at somebody else's plate. If you are renting, okay? Because I even look at how much I've spent in rent and I'm like, oh my gosh, for 2 years I had an apartment that was $1,600. If you multiply your rent by 12, that's how much you're spending on rent. And if you could just sacrifice staying with somebody else, that's another thing. If you live with your parents and they're letting you stay there rent free or for low rent, stay there, y'all. Stay there until you pay off your debt, if possible, or stay there until you have an established career and you know where you're going. Because stability is so important, and you don't want to just go out in the world trying to be in a rush to get in your parents' house just to end up back up there later. And granted, sometimes inevitable things happen to us in life, and there's things that's just hard to avoid. But if you can help it, y'all, stay at your parents' house until you can build your career, until you can build your career, or whatever the case may be. And even if something does happen, at least you positioned yourself well enough before you moved out to be pretty decent on your own, even if you got to come back home. That doesn't mean you can't come back home, because sometimes we all have to go back home. But just try to be considerate of that. But that's pretty much it. If you are interested in buying a home because you are tired of renting, please reach out to me and let me know. That's the end of the video.